My cotton-headed ninny-muggins for trying to play elves in a bowmaster's world? Yes. The answer is yes. Hello Miners, happy holidays. Welcome to a Christmas special for all of y'all. I'm feeling festive, so I'm going to play with Santa's Little Helpers. We're playing some elves today. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the archetype, this is actually one of two different variants of elves. This is closer to what the deck traditionally used to be, which is an all in creature combo deck, churning through your deck with Glimpse of Nature, Heritage Druid, and Nettle Sentinel to be able to put a ton of creatures onto the battlefield and finish off your opponent with a Craterhoof Behemoth. The way the engine worked is Heritage Druid allows you to tap 3 untapped elves, create 3 green mana. Nettle Sentinel, whenever you cast a green spell, you may untap Nettle Sentinel. So you make some mana by tapping your elves, cast a 1 or a 2 drop elf, because as you can all see, they're 1 or 2 drops. It untaps your Nettle Sentinels, adds another body to the battlefield, and then you can basically keep doing this. So every one of your elves is essentially a ritual as long as there are 3 elves that you can tap to keep this chain going. If you have 3 Nettle Sentinels, you basically have infinite mana at this point. And then, as I said, once you have a bunch of bodies on the battlefield, you drop a Craterhoof Behemoth. Whether you get it off of a Green Sun Zenith, you naturally draw it, or you go find it off of a natural order, it enters the battlefield. All creatures get +X/+X and trample to the end of the turn. So you got 6 creatures on the battlefield. All of a sudden, all your creatures get +X/+X and trample, and that's going to be enough to kill your opponent. A lot of recent printings have greatly powered up this deck in the recent years. Allosaurus Shepherd is a huge one. In and of itself, it is another finisher as well. It can make all of your creatures 5/5s. It makes all of your spells uncounterable. One of the main ways that this deck used to lose was you would cast a natural order to go find your Craterhoof Behemoth, and your opponent counters it. And you're like, okay, cool, I'm down a creature, and I lost my win con. I'm kind of screwed. Allosaurus Shepherd preventing your green spells from being countered is huge. It stopped that common line from happening unless they happen to remove the Allosaurus Shepherd and then counter your natural order. Another couple of random upgrades over the years that have also helped out. Endurance is a great utility main deck card for Graveyard Hate. Elvish Farsight is a nice little 1-mana card advantage spell that allows you to scry 3, and then if you want, you can reveal the top card library. If it's a creature, you may draw it. Nice little way to churn through your deck, set up your future draws, all that kind of good stuff. But as I said, this is one of 2 variants of this deck. Another variant popped up in recent years because of a lot of new printings as well, such as Grist the Hunger Tide, Elvish Reclaimer, Fiend Artisan, and it started going into this more mid-rangey control style black-green deck, which has turned into what is today commonly referred to as Newton Elves or Cradle Control. And in all honesty, it is the prevailing elf archetype going around right now because it's not weak to the same things that this deck is weak to. As you saw in the intro, I'm crazy for trying to play this in a Elvish Bowmaster's world. All of my elves are X1s. They all die to Bowmasters. The main goal of this deck is to draw a shitload of cards. Game 1, if my opponent resolves a Bowmasters, I'm dead. I don't have a way to finish the game out unless I already have an Allosaurus Shepherd on the battlefield, or I just happen to naturally draw into a Craterhoof Behemoth. Like, Bowmasters is basically what pushed this deck out of the meta entirely, so we're really hoping we dodge it, or we hope that games 2 and 3 we can get around it, which brings us to our sideboard. To protect against Elvish Bowmasters, I have a White Splash for Swords to Plowshares, Veil of Summer to make so that me and my creatures cannot be targeted by black things. So that is our Bowmaster tech. Also, this sideboard's a little bit weird. This was a kind of cool deck list that I saw. The red Pyro Red Blast plan is also for being able to force my win con through against blue decks, or to be able to stop crazy stuff out of like Painter. If they turn everything blue and then they try to go for the combo, I can try to stop it. It's also to be able to stop something like a Murktide Regent, get rid of an annoying blocker like that, kill an Emery. Theoretically, I could kill a Kappa Cannoneer with it. Something like that. Carpet of Flowers is for the blue-based grindy matchups, just to give me extra mana. Vivian Monsters Advocate is a little bit of an interesting card. It also is meant for the grindy matchups, specifically for mid-range style grindy matchups, since it allows me to play creatures off the top of my library. It allows me to work through multiple thought seizes. It can also create its own bodies to be able to put onto the battlefield, to power up a Craterhoof Behemoth, to be able to power up a Gaia's Cradle, or just to throw out as blockers if I need to, since they're 3/3s and they don't just die to everything. So we're going to see if I am crazy for trying to jam the traditional combo elves in a world full of Orcish Bowmasters. We're praying to the magic gods that we don't run into any, but we're going to see what happens. Let's have some fun with this, see if Santa's little helpers can get us across the finish line. I'll catch you all in the wrap-up. 'Tis the season to get absolutely fucking wrecked by Orcish Bowmasters. Let's get it. Alright, on the draw. That sucks. Opponent is being friendly. Good luck. Have fun. You as well. Chess Knight 50-30. So this is interesting. So, like, what do we do here? We probably start out with fetch, go grab a Dryad Arbor off of this. Next turn, play out these and hope that we draw something good. I mean, like, we've got uncounterability, we've got part of our engine, we've got Graveyard Hate if we're up against Reanimator. I think we're gonna keep this and give it a go, see what our opponent's on. Typically, when an opponent says good luck, have fun, it means some bonkers bullshit. Manifold Key. Alright, so we are on bonkers bullshit, and this is going to be race. Another Nether Sentinel is interesting. I think we're going to stick with the original plan here. I'm getting Mystic Forge combo vibes off of this. Unfortunately, we don't have much game one to do against that, other than just race them as quick as possible. But I think we're a little too fair game one for what they're trying to do over there. Because this is probably going to be like, play Grim Monolith, play another Soul Land, just go absolutely crazy. If I had to take a guess. Okay, Mox Opal. I mean, it's more mana. The nice part is Collector Oof is just holy shit against this deck. Okay, the One Ring. So they do have an engine to be able to untap this. However, if we press our advantage mana or damage-wise, the damage from the One Ring is going to add up eventually. And an Ancient Tomb. I probably should have played out the Metal Sentinels now that I think about it. But we're going to see. I mean, there is a fizzle rate for this deck. I've played it before. We can't really pop off this turn anyways yet. I know another Green Sun Zenith? Jesus. So I think we're just going to go ahead and see if we can, like, YOLO into killing them here. Just press as much damage as we can. I take this turn off. If we draw a Heritage Druid, we actually can go get a Heritage Druid next turn, and we can kind of start going crazy if we get a draw engine. It's like, well, we go get a Heritage Druid, we can kind of just start chaining shit together here. But we need a draw engine to be able to do it, and we need our opponent to not be able to win, but they're going to have a minimum of, like, 10 cards next turn. So that is not going to be very likely here. Alright. Opponent pausing our end set for some reason. They might have been busy or something, who knows. Well, let's see how crazy this gets this turn. Alright, starting off by drawing. They're up to 8. They can go up to 12. I mean, the chances of them fizzling on 12 is slim to none. Especially if this is another... No, it's not another The One Ring. Coveted Jewel. Okay, so they're playing this version. Is this a wheel? Are we getting wheeled? No, it's only 5 mana. Transmute artifacts. Sack an artifact. Go find one. What are they going to find? Are they, like, looping Coveted Jewels? No, Paradox Engine. Now they are basically infinite. They don't have infinite mana, though, is the thing. Now they do. I'm telling our opponent they don't have to go through this. Just show me the win con and I'll scoop it up. I don't know if they just don't have it yet or they don't believe me or what, but they can just show me like a ballista for x equals 1 and I'll scoop. Alright, so they said that their win con is an Emrakul, but it's a 1-0, so they just have to find it. I'm trying to think if there's literally any way that they don't... I mean, they're 99% to win here, so I'll scoop it up. About 1 turn too short here. I'm not going to make them click through all of this. I know what it's like to go through it, so I will be nice and not make them click all the way through this. Plus, we might as well go to the next one anyways. So unfortunately we have a 1 of Craterhoof. Mindbreak Trap isn't bad here. Graveyard Hate is irrelevant, so we can probably take those 4 out. Yeah, probably just try this, and we mull hard for a Craterhoof, or a way to find it super quick. Alright, let's see here. We got a Mindbreak Trap, which is kind of nice. I actually really like this hand in general. I think we're going to keep this. We've got the Mindbreak Trap to be able to try to exile their win con when they go for it. If it really is just a 1 of Emrakul, because this actually can get rid of it. And then I'm not sure what they do after that. I think instead of Allosaurus Shepherd, I'm going to start off with the Elvish Foresight. See if I can find a creature here. I very much like all of this, actually. Visionary, we will put on the bottom. Glimpse, put on top, put Wirewood on top, use the ability to draw Wirewood Symbiote. So this gives us like 1 more turn before we can actually go up. Okay, so they're going for a slower turn here, which I'm okay with. So we are going to start out with Allosaurus Shepherd. So there's something to be said about waiting to do this next turn and then go off, but I think I need the mana more. This also allows me to be able to pick up Allosaurus Shepherd or the Elvish Visionary to really be able to start going off next turn. And they haven't done anything too crazy here yet. And like I said, we got Mindbreak Trap to get rid of anything too insane. Okay. They're just passing, which I'm A-okay with here. Another Glimpse of Nature. Interesting. So what? I can... since I've got another one, I think this is worth doing this. Like, it's a little weird, but... Tap this. This is going to be a draw 2. Always yield to this. Okay, we drew another land, which is good. Into a Heritage Druid. Nice. Alright. So we should be pretty damn good here. Into a Wirewood Symbiote. I like that. Tap all of this. Play another Glimpse of Nature to keep the chain going. Now we draw 2 into another Allosaurus Shepherd. Let's play Allosaurus Shepherd into an Elvish Farsight. Can I go off here? I don't think so is the problem. So I think I have to wait a turn, because this would be what? Untap 1, bounce this, untap another one. Yeah, so that's what we need to do. We need to untap this. Ooh, no, I actually can't do it, because I'd untap that one, have to bounce another one. I'm not going to actually have the mana. So I got to pass the turn after that. I'm not going to bother swinging in with the Wirewood Symbiote. Like I said, I've still got Mindbreak Trap to try to stop anything too crazy, unless they just drop the One Ring, and then they get another turn. Okay, so they get another turn off. That's fine-ish. So we just gotta wait another turn. Which, that's fine, whatever. Draw the Craterhoof Behemoth. Let's just cast an Elvish Farsight. We have another one of these. Let's... Actually, don't... Well, we'll put that on bottom. Glimpse on top, Wirewood on top. Show him the Wirewood. And then let's go ahead and tap these. Green Sun for 2. Go grab our Collector Oof. And see if this just completely screws him over. And they scooped it up. Alright, so the Green Sun for the Collector Oof was enough. Alright. On to game 3. I don't think we want to change anything. Play versus draw, I don't think really matters here. So we just basically want to do the same thing. Alright, run it back. Okay. So this is a very fast start. The question is it fast enough? Because what, we're going to turn 1 Birchlore Rangers, turn 2... I don't have another elf, though. I think I gotta ship it. No lands, gotta ship it. I guess we're gonna keep this. We're putting back Symbiote. Let's do Symbiote and Shepherd. We're gonna hope that we can survive till turn 3. Which is a big thing to ask, given what's going on over there. Heritage Druid, we have to try to look for Collector Oof is the problem. Farsight, Visionary, Green Sun, Zenith. Let's do bottom, top, draw it. And hope that we can get there. The opponent starting off with 5 mana on turn 2 is kind of scary. Not gonna lie. 7 mana on turn 2. Into a Lodestone Golem. Okay, so that just makes my spells cost a little bit more. Okay, they're gonna double Lodestone Golem. Alright, I don't think I can beat that. Yeah, they got us. Wow. Alright, yeah, just starting off with the double Lodestone Golem. There's literally nothing I can do here. Good game, opponent. Good game. Good game. Alright, match 2 with combo Elves. We are on the draw this time against Jumps. Oh god, this is such a good hand if this Dryad Arbor doesn't just get fucking wrecked. You know what, we're keeping it. This is such a fucking risky line, but we're gonna go for it. If this Dryad Arbor dies, we're just entirely fucked, but there's so much upside to this if it lives.
Sometime later.
Alright, well, confirmed. Elves, too powerful. I don't know what was going on. Maybe our opponent had bad internet connection. Maybe they had to step away for something important. But we got the timeout win on turn 0, so not sure what was going on there, but hey, a win's a win. Take your free wins when you can get them, even if they're not the most fun, but it's confirmed. Combo Elves is back. Alright, round 3 on the play. Let's see what we got here. No lands, gotta ship this one. We'd be relying pretty heavily on this Elvish Farsight to find us something here. And 2 Craterhoofs in hand is kinda bad. I think we're gonna go one more. Okay, so we're gonna keep this one. I think we're putting Taiga. Probably Taiga and Misty back. So what's our turn 1 play here? We probably turn 1 Green Sun for 0, or we can turn 1 Nettle Sentinel, turn 2 Green Sun for 1, possibly 2. Maybe we'll put the Glimpse back. No, I think we put the Misty back. I think we're going to turn 1 Nettle Sentinel, turn 2 Green Sun for 1 to go get a Heritage Druid and hope that we can go off from there. Yeah, I think that's the best bet here. The other option would be turn 1, grab a Dryad Arbor, turn 2, have 3 mana, Glimpse into Sentinel, into hope for the best. Maybe that's better? Yeah, I think maybe we actually do want to do that. So green sun here for a Dryad Arbor. So next turn I can... Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Let's go grab our Dryad Arbor. Hope it doesn't just get fucking wrecked. Pass the turn. We'll see what our opponent's on. They kept on 7, so it could be anything. White mana. Okay. That doesn't tell me much other than theoretically exile-based removal. The fact that it's a basic is kind of weird. Okay, I don't hate Korean Ranger. Well, we're gonna start off with a glimpse. See if this gets countered. No, it does not. Alright. Start off with Nettle Sentinel. See how this goes. Into a Yavimaya. That's interesting. I think I still want to play Gaia's Cradle. This gives me more theoretical mana. Always yes. Always yield. Always yield. Ew, into a land. That stops. Damn. Alright, well, that kind of sucked a little bit, but it shows they didn't have removal yet. I was hoping we could keep the chain going there, but drawing 2 lands obviously fizzled it. Okay, Chrome Mox, this could be initiative then? It looks like it. Yes, this looks like initiative. Okay, Chalice on 1 isn't the end of the world. Allosaurus Shepherd actually makes it so that that is definitely not the end of the world. But we draw a Wirewood Symbiote, which that is annoying. I think we are going to go ahead and crash in. Get our damage in while we can here. Play a land and pass the turn for now. Like, the nice part is we tend to go wide, so we can actually contest the initiative pretty well. I'm assuming this is a... Yep, Seasoned Dungeoneer, okay. Like I said, we actually can contest the initiative pretty well here. Alright, we're gonna fetch in our upkeep. We're going to keep the forest because we can always get it with the initiative. Into another Wirewood Symbiote. So what, I can crash in and I lose something here? I think that's worth it. That's totally fine, letting this get countered. We can get the initiative so we can at least go back and forth. Pick your poison, opponent? I'm assuming they're going to block the Nettle Sentinel. Yep, blocking the Nettle Sentinel, that's fine. Because like I said, this kind of allows us to go back and forth. A Green Sun Zenith would be the absolute best draw. Unfortunately, they'll probably attack in, get the initiative. That seems like a mistake. I think they should have attacked in, gotten the initiative, and then played this. Okay, so I'm wondering if they're planning on just holding back to hold on to the initiative. Because if they were going to attack yeah, they should have attacked first so that they could forge it up. Unless they're just trying to kill me as quickly as possible. In which case, I guess whatever. Because in theory, I can get the initiative back. Glimpse of Nature. Because what? If I get in, I get the initiative back, I can Lost Well. And that maybe gets me where I need to be. Or, actually, never mind, I'm just dead, because they hit me for 11, then they trap me. Yeah, we're just dead here anyways. We're just gonna see what we would have hit if we were, like, a turn too late or something. Were we, like, a turn too late? No, none of that would have mattered anyways. Okay. What does this deck do against initiative? What do we do? Well, we race them for 1. Swords seems good. Collector can shut off some of their artifact mana, but I don't think it's worth it. if they try to get cute with like multiple Chrome Moxes turn 1, we can do something with this. But I think we basically just bring in swords, take out some of the graveyard hate that we don't necessarily need. Bring those in. Yep, try something like that. Alright. Okay. I actually like this a lot. We are going to keep this. We have the Allosaurus Shepherd, so maybe we can get them to try it, like... If we start out grabbing a Green Sun, or Dryad Arbor off of this Green Sun, we might be able to get them to try to invest into a Chalice on one, and then we drop Allosaurus Shepherd and we just don't give a flying fuck. Would very much like a Gaia's Cradle with this hand. Either that or a Heritage Druid would also be great. Opponent might bring in Mindbreak Trap against this. I don't know. I'm not sure what they have for removal. I mean, I guess there's probably Fury. Alright, they're investing a bunch of shit in Containment Priest. Okay, that's fine. We already did our Green Sun Zenith shit. That just means our following Green Sun Zeniths are dead. Okay, since they did this, I think we start off with an Elvish Foresight. All of this is awful. Another Wirewood actually isn't terrible. Let's put on bottom so that I guarantee a land drop next turn. Yeah, we'll put that on top. We will draw. Play one of them. I don't want to overextend into a Fury here yet. Alright, and then we try to go off next turn with this Glimpse of Nature. Like, it would suck if they decide to kill these with a Fury, but it is what it is. I feel like if they wanted to Fury this setup away, that's not great. I also would very much... Archon of Emeria? That's not very cool of you, opponent. Ugh. Well, let's see what we can do. We still do have whatchamacallits. Swords to Plowshares. Like, we knew we were drawing that. Let's just play Elvish Visionary. The fetch land thing kind of sucks. Into another fetch land, okay. I mean, luckily they don't have a very fast clock at the moment, so I'm not super concerned yet. Gonna Swords the Symbiote. Okay, that's fine. It looks like they kept a very defensive hand here. Maybe there's something to be said there about bouncing the Elvish Visionary back to hand, but what's their opponent doing? Are they dropping an initiative threat now? No. Another Wirewood Symbiote. Let's play that out. Play out Wirewood Symbiote. Pass the turn. Alright, so it looks like they were setting up for an initiative threat. Just getting that wasted land out of the way. Alright, opponent saw that we can block now, which is fine. Post-combat? Okay, post-combat initiative threat. Okay, so now we gotta do some stuff in our end step. We're gonna go ahead and do this. Go grab our white source. We need to... We'll untap that. Return Elvish Visionary. Pass the turn. Alright, swords. That is a Craterhoof Behemoth. Swords. No. Okay. So we need to hit the swords, like, right fucking now, basically. Because they're gonna forge that up. That's a shitload of damage. Well, as I said, this is not the premier version of Elves anymore is the problem. Like, we absolutely need this to be Swords to Plowshares off the top or we die. Opponent's gonna trap us right now? Or is it back? Or, okay, yeah, they're just gonna trap us right now. So yeah, this has to be swords off of the top or we're dead. So we will thin the deck and hope for the best. I'm at 2. Yeah, it's literally swords or we're dead. Thin the deck some more. Go grab Taiga. Sword Splashers, come on. Make this a game. Swords, let's go. Womp. Oh well, good game, opponent. Good game. Good game. Alright, round 4, and we are up against the current trophy leader. Alright, did a quick search. This player has been posting a shitload of 5-0s with goblins lately. So I think we're in for another rough one. Alright, what do we have here? We've got 1 land, double Elvish Farsight, a Birchlore Ranger, some Wirewood Symbiotes, and a Glimpse of Nature. So what do we do? Turn 1, we Elvish Farsight. I think we're gonna keep this. We're gonna be praying hard to these Elvish Farsights, or Elvish Farsights. We have mana. Opponent's mulliganing pretty deep, so hopefully they keep a suboptimal hand when they do find one worth keeping. Kept on 5. We'll see how crazy their 5 is. Okay, they're not on goblins. Interesting. Alright, another land isn't bad. We're just gonna try to set up with this Elvish Farsight. Just set up the top of our deck, set up our next couple of draws. Nettle Sentinel, Allosaurus, Shepherd. I think we can bottom that. Top both of these and see what we can do next turn. Because this will actually set us up pretty well to try to just pop off next turn. Double islands. I mean, this could be like Sneak and Show. This could be any number of things is the problem. Okay, so this is a little wonky, but we're gonna see if this shit all resolves here. Grab another forest. We know this is resolving. What are you doing, opponent? Oh, they're gonna bounce that back to my hand. Okay. Interesting. Well, I guess next turn we try to go off then. This is making me very much think this is a combo deck. This could be High Tide. This could also be that blue Storm High Tide deck that goes off at instant speed. Well, we're gonna see what happens here. If they pop off now, then we know it's that deck. Is it? Okay, they're gonna bounce that back to my hand. Jeez, okay. Is this like a mono blue Delver? What is this? They're out of cards, so I'm very confused about what our opponent's doing over there. The fact that they had a Curiosity is strange. There's a Gaia's Cradle. I like that. Let's see what we can find off of this Elvish Farsight. Heritage Druid, Green Sun, Beseju. Actually, Beseju isn't bad to be able to deal with a whatchamacallit here. I like the Green Sun a lot, though, is the problem. I think we go ahead and just top all of them. Draw the Heritage Druid. Cast Heritage Druid. And now we just run out our hand? Tap 3. And then just run out our hand, basically. Set up for a lethal Green Sun Zenith next turn. And opponent just scooped it up. Okay, mono blue Curiosity something? Not super sure what's going on over there. That being said, Carpet of Flowers, Veil of Summer, 100%. Rebs, Pyroblast, 100%. There's a part of me that wants to keep the Endurances and stuff because Murktide Region very much could be a thing. But obviously we didn't see it. Actually, are Veils worth it? I think so. I think Veil was worth it to force something through. We might throw the Farsights away for now. Maybe we trim some number of our engine. Like, maybe we trim 1 Endurance, 1 Sentinel, 1 Heritage Druid. Try something like that. It feels a little weird to get rid of these Farsights, but yeah, let's try. Yeah, let's try something like that. See how that does. Okay, this is a very good hand that we can start with. I like this a lot. Alright, opponent kept on 7, so they actually have stuff they want this time around. Ooh, Pyroblast. I like that. So the question is do we get Allosaur or Shepherd down first, or do we want to do something else? Well, we have another fetch land. Well, it'd be interesting if they stifle this. Okay, they don't. I think we're gonna grab a Taiga, really confuse the fuck out of them here. And let's get Sentinel down for now. This deck could have Wastelands. If they do, oh well, this sucks. If they don't, awesome. Invisible Stalker, okay. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm liking the Spice opponent. Ooh, Carpet of Flowers. So what? If I Allosaurus Shepherd, I know this is going to resolve. Set up the next turn, and I can kind of just start going crazy. Yeah, I think I like that. Let's grab a Forest. Drop a Shepherd. I should have gotten in, but it's whatever. So my green spells are going to resolve. I think I sequenced this wrong, but oh well. Yeah, I definitely sequenced this wrong, but we're going to go ahead and just get in. We're going to hold up this Pyroblast to try to stop them from removing Allosaurus Shepherd or from getting anything too crazy on this Invisible Stalker. Like, if it's just a curiosity, True Name Nemesis. Do I care about that right now? Because my plan is to try to just pop off next turn. Yeah, I mean, is there really a big difference between Invisible Stalker and True Name Nemesis at this point? I think I take it where I can, and if this gets another counter and 2 cards out of their hand, I'm okay with it. Okay, they wanted to fight it. That's totally fine. Alright, let's see how crazy we can go here. I'd like another land if I could. Wirewood Symbiote. Well, we start off with this. See where this takes us. Alright, Glimpse works. Now we have our mana engine online. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Tap some manas. Play Wirewood Symbiote. We drew a Nettle Sentinel. I like that a lot. So, return an elf to our hand, untap another one. Let's untap that. Return Nettle Sentinel to our hand, or Heritage Druid to our hand. Replay Heritage Druid. So this is pretty much our engine here, and we hit another land. I like that. We got a second Nettle Sentinel down. Endurance is interesting. So what? I can Green Sun. I have 2 mana. I can Green Sun for another Nettle Sentinel. Yes, let's Green Sun for another Nettle Sentinel. Since I have another one. Where's my other Nettle Sentinel? Did I fuck this up? Oh, I paid the wrong amount of mana. God damn it. Okay. That's fine. I fucked up there a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna matter. Because now I can go grab the other one, get this chain going again, because I'm an idiot. Grab our other Nettle Sentinel, because I'm dumb. Always yes. Draw a card. Into another Green Sun Zenith. We're gonna shuffle our graveyard back in. Our biggest concern at this point is just timing out. This is infinite mana, assuming we're gonna go for all of it so that we can go grab a Elvish Visionary to draw a card. And our opponent skips up. They didn't make us go through all of it. Alright! Took down the trophy leader. They were on some kind of weird curiosity unblockable mono blue thing, but hey, we took it down. I like it. Alright, final round on the play. Do we keep this? So turn one, I can go ahead and play like a Curian Ranger or try to set up with Elvish Farsight. I have a glimpse to start churning through our deck. I think we're gonna keep this. Oh, never mind, we're on the draw. I take that back. Opponent kept 7, we're gonna see what they're on. I think I've played against this person before. Alright, Misty Rainforest tells me absolutely nothing at the moment. Okay, with a Nettle Sentinel, does that change anything? We're gonna play Misty as well and crack it. If this gets stifled, I cry. I think we'll play the Nettle Sentinel, try to set up for next turn to be able to do some stuff. I would very much like a Allosaurus Shepherd because I'm very worried about our opponent having Force of Will. But, okay, they're doing something unfair as fuck if they're playing a Viseiju. Endurance, okay. This is screaming like show and tell. We're gonna get in for our 2. I don't think we can go off this turn anyways. This, I don't know why I was thinking this was fucking Virtual Rangers for a second there. In that case then, I think we're gonna go ahead and Elven Farsight, try to set up for next turn, and hope that we're not just dead. Glimpse of Nature Craterhoof Behemoth. Bottom. Let's top that. We're gonna show it to them. Just to draw it and hope that we're not just dead this coming turn. They haven't cantripped yet, so that makes me think they have whatever they need. Unfortunately. Okay, show and tell. We're gonna go ahead and... I don't want to put that in yet. Let's put an Endurance. Ew, Omniscience. Okay, what way do they win this with Omniscience is the question. Or do they just have the Omniscience? Okay, Cunning Wish. What are you grabbing? Does a Firemind's Foresight win? Okay. Alright, here's the Impulse. There is always a possibility that they just don't find the Emrakul. This guarantees the Emrakul, though. Just see what they're going to show us here. Make sure that actually is Emrakul. Okay. They got that. So we are up against a very fast combo deck. So what do we even do against this? Let's bring in Pyroblasts. Mindbreak Trap seems relevant. Carpet of Flowers seems relevant. So we've got these 7. Graveyard Hate doesn't mean anything, so we can take those 4 out. Maybe do the same thing we did last time, just trim a little bit on the all-in combo aspect here. Try to do something like that, like... Viseiju is sorta well no, Viseiju isn't even out, because their whole combo is at instant speed. Do something like that, give it a shot. Alright, let's see if we can be faster this time. We have a Green Sun, we have a Dryad Arbor, we have a Carpet, so the Carpet's gonna help our mana. but we have no real engine here, and we have no defense. What, we could turn 1 carpet, turn 2, go grab an elf? I think we gotta ship this one. Okay, I like Mindbreak Trap. We're gonna go ahead and keep this. We are going to put back the redundant Heritage Druid. Yeah. Okay, I like the Mindbreak Trap. That helps immensely. We will go grab our Taiga now. I don't think it matters which one of these we get down yet. I actually think we do need to get down Korean Ranger first. We were leading hard on this Mindbreak Trap doing something relevant, but we'll see. Alright, is opponent just gonna keep a hand that, like, goes off on turn 3 again without needing a cantrip? Okay, I like the Seiju. Okay, I don't hate lands. We're just gonna get in, because there's no reason not to. It is very bad for us if they have counter magic for this Mindbreak Trap, though. We also very much need an engine. Well, we might just be dying right here. Okay, I mean, we're gonna go ahead and throw Heritage Druid into play. And then, so that's 1 spell. Okay, they're looking for the combo. Topped 2, that's not good. Brainstorm, okay. They don't get any shuffles off of this, so they're just casting a bunch of cantrips. I've been in situations like this before with Show and Tell, where you cast all the cantrips in the world and you just don't find it. They shuffled. So there's a possibility that they literally just couldn't find it. But the chances of them having counter magic off of all of this are very, very high. Intuition, searching for what? Are they just going to try to find an Emrakul? I mean, we're going to put them to the test. It doesn't matter if we counter this or if we counter the payoff. Alright, we're going to try to counter the Emrakul. That's a triggered ability, that's fine. That's not the cast. Unfortunately, it gives them another turn to try to figure it out. Okay. Do you have the counter magic for the Mindbreak Trap? I'm assuming yes. Yep. Alright, well, opponent had it. Good game, opponent. You just had the turn too, and I mean, sometimes you got it. Good game, good game. Alright, so what can we say about combo elves? It just can't keep up with the meta, if we're completely honest. I managed to dodge the ultimate nightmare of Orcish Bowmasters in all 5 rounds, and it still just couldn't keep up with what was going on. It very much dies to a lot of the same hate that Storm dies to, in addition to everything that hates on X1s. One of our wins was a timeout win. So, in reality, we actually only won 1 match, and it was definitely up against a Brew. Like, don't get me wrong, the Brew looks sweet, and it was the trophy leader, so they know what they're doing when it comes to Magic. But it just completely folded against pretty much every tier deck that we ran into. It just doesn't have the tools to be able to deal with what's going on. I definitely think the Newton Elves, Cradle Control Elves, whatever you want to call it, had just completely replaced this deck. This combo-centric version just cannot hang. You have to hope you run into a bunch of non-interactive decks that are slower than this. It can go off, but your best case scenario is like, I've seen some lines where you can pop off on turn 2. Realistically, it's more like turn 3 or 4, and against the non-interactive combo decks you want to be up against, you're not going to have that much time. So I do think that this version of Elves definitely has fallen by the wayside. I'm going to guess it's probably tier 3, tier 2 at the high end if you can get a couple of good matchups, but it is a blast if you like this style of gameplay, though. Like, being able to just churn through your whole deck with your Elves and Glimpse of Nature, it's a blast when it goes off, and we saw it go off a couple of times, but I just don't think it has what it takes to hang with the meta anymore. One thing of note is the list I found wasn't playing natural orders. I don't know if that's right. I don't think a lack of a tutor was ever an issue we ran into during this league, but it could be something that I probably might change. Like, I might change some of this up. Maybe even just get rid of the Elvish Farsights and just replace those for natural orders. Farsight was kind of cool. I like the Scry 3 and potentially draw a card. Like, it's a very strong card. Um, but it does make the deck even weaker to a Chalice than normal. You did get to see the Allosaurus Shepherd being key for preventing stuff from being countered, which is something that has greatly helped this deck a lot. But overall, I think this deck is just like a turn too slow for the current meta. It dies to a lot of the hate that's going around that people are just main decking. And unless you get to fully combo off, you really don't have a backup plan with this deck. Even when we had a bunch of creatures on the board, like, I wasn't in a position where I actually had enough mana without tapping my creatures to be able to activate Allosaurus Shepherd to try to even be able to go wide of like the initiative deck. It's weak to a lot of the same stuff that Storm style decks are weak to, because you are planning on casting a shitload of spells in one turn sort of thing, as we saw in that initiative matchup. But it is a fun deck. If you like Elves, if you like combo, you're going to an FNM, have fun with it. I wouldn't register this in a big tournament. But it's something you can always have fun with if you just happen to have the cards or you just like this play style. But anyways, overall, I'm going to chalk this up to go have fun at your FNM style deck. So hopefully you all enjoyed, and I will catch you all in the next one. Thank you for watching the video. If you like what you saw, do me a favor, hit that like and that sub button below. They are both free ways to support my channel and support my content. Make sure while you're at it, you also go stop by and follow me on all the other socials to see what I'm doing outside of the world of Magic. If you really like what you see and you really want to support the channel, or you have a crazy deck list you want to see played here, stop by the Patreon, submit a donation deck list. Whether it's a deck you want to see me play, a challenge for something you want to see me build, or you just want to see me play whatever the hell I feel like playing that week, stop by there. It is just the price of a league to get your deck on video. As always, thank you for stopping by. I hope you all had fun, and as always, stay salty.